This is the video room. It's mostly horror. Pretty much all horror. All VHS, 99% VHS. But then in the middle, I have my weird obsession here with one of the greatest shows ever made, the Honeymooners. And we're going to go ahead and check it out, see what we got. This is Ed Norton, obviously. I have mugs as well. There's 8 of them out there. I'm not a big mug guy. I do like this one, though. And it kind of shows what's what. That's from the 80s, 89, I think. 1990, I think it was 1993. This set came, was it this set? Yeah, this set came out. And the classic 39 episodes, they were released 2 tapes, 2 episodes per tape. So they managed to get 20 tapes out of the deal. The first one has like one episode and then like a compilation of all of the following episodes, like a little synopsis, little clip, trailer maybe. These are the 20. A couple years later, they released them as this box set, which is pretty much my favorite, the iconic image to me for the Honeymooners, and pretty much my favorite image of them as well. These are the same tapes on here, except these tapes are grouped by category. If I can take them out, rather than just having 1 or 2 episodes per, it's hard to do with one hand on the phone, one hand on here, but rather than having 1 episode or 2 episodes per tape, these are one category, and then everything that kind of pertains to that similar subject matter is on this tape. You can see they're all listed there. And so again, it's a double dip, but it's cool. And like I said, the display is great. This actually came out second. I thought originally it was first. This came out second. But that again is a great iconic shot. We're going to go down and we're going to move up to the other side. On the top here, I have the Honeymooners, a original 1980s promo for the lost episodes. You can see it a little bit there. There's stuff on the other side too, but this is the side I like better. Basically touting the episodes that were lost forever are coming back now. This is a big thing in the 80s. Showtime picked it up originally, the lost episodes. The lost episodes are my favorite episodes, personally. I like them better than the classic 39. I think they're more irreverent, more wild, more unhinged, not nearly as polished, but they're pretty cool. These right here, the color Honeymooners, after the Honeymooners ended its run in the 50s, Jackie Gleason obviously had the Jackie Gleason Show. And in the 60s, he brought back the Honeymooners for a series of 1-hour episodes. He did bring back Art Carney, of course. He said he would never do Honeymooners without him. But instead of Alice and Trixie being played by everyone's favorites, they brought in Sheila McRae as Alice and Jane Keane as Trixie. Jane Keane was great. Sheila McRae was okay. She played more of a whiny, almost more of a victimized Alice, so it didn't go over that well. It didn't play as great, but they were still both very big accomplished actresses in their time and performers, because when he brought these episodes back, he made them 1-hour skits. Basically, they were, a lot of them, with the exception of season 4, they were all pretty much redone from his earlier shows, but these were redone, updated a bit for the time, and added musical numbers in them. And there were 4 series, basically 4 seasons released of this. I also have a best of collection disc of the Honeymooners right here. The 4 best episodes according to MPI. Anyway, MPI owns the rights to everything except for the classic 39, and CBS Video owns the rights to everything, only the classic 39 and nothing else, if that makes sense. I'm trying to fly through this, guys. All right, I'm getting winded. I'm running out of breath. Okay, here we have the Honeymooners, a bunch of VHS tapes here. Honeymooners best of the lost episodes. The tape right next to it is a newer version of the same thing. It's still old, but it's the alternate cover art. This was released in 1985, the newer one. And it was volume 1. They never did other volumes of that, but that was the tape for that. And it's cool to see the 2. It's the same information, same 2 tapes, but there's obviously different packaging. 2 Jackie Gleason documentaries right there. The Great Gleason is kind of sought after some people. It's a great one, very in-depth. These 3 are essentially the same thing. These 2 are funniest moment tapes. And then Honey Bloopers, which is a great title, kind of encompass these 2 as well. So it's same information, just packaged differently. Pretty cool stuff. Down here, I do have, and I work for an auction house, so I know how to verify stuff and check things and make sure I know what's what. This is actually a signed autograph from Joyce Randolph Trixie. A little easier to get than the rest of the crew, obviously, because she is still with us as of 2021. She's 96 or 97 years young. But this was certified. It does have a matching hologrammed sticker saying that. And this company is also pretty well known and has a great reputation. But that is her autograph. That is definitely her autograph, which is pretty cool. Very happy to have that. I'm going to show you guys some other stuff too. These are some DVDs I have. This is, first of all, we're going to start with this. This is great. This is an old-time salt and pepper shaker with, isn't that great? With the Honeymooners, old-fashioned Honeymooners logo. I think it's great. I think it looks wonderful. Display is great. Pretty small, but it's really cool. There's the original box for it. Flying through some DVDs here. Again, these are 39, classic 39 episodes. Again, you can tell by the CBS label on there. But fan favorites, these are actually Facebook polls that were done. And probably some of the groups that you guys are part of. If you're watching this, you're probably part of some of these Facebook groups as myself. Honeymooners Christmas Laughter, again, 39 episodes. This is all from the 39. They always add some extra stuff in there because they're milking the same episodes, which is cool. I mean, they're good stuff. They're worth milking, but they are milking them. Here's a Lost Episodes Christmas DVD with some of the Lost Episode Christmas episodes there and some other stuff. Lost Episodes Best of in General DVD from MPI, which is pretty cool. I think they compile the 5 of the best episodes on there. There's another disc on that side as well. Over here is kind of cool because these are the, in the 70s, Jackie Gleason still had it going, and he was doing these Honeymooner specials again. I believe these were released pretty much under the Jackie Gleason show at that time, or at least under the umbrella of Jackie Gleason. And what it was a series of 4 one-hour skits that brought back Jackie Gleason and R. Carney. But what's cool with these is that they also brought back Audrey Meadows, who played Alice so popularly. A lot of people played Alice, but she's definitely everyone's favorite and the most known. But so the 3 of them came back. It was Jane Keane from the Color Honeymooners in the 60s, R. Carney, Jackie Gleason, and Audrey Meadows. No Joyce Randolph. I'm not sure why. I think there was some logistic issue where she didn't want to travel because they relocated to Miami at that point. But there were 4 episodes produced. These all came out in 2011, and it's the only time they've ever been available, I believe, on home video format whatsoever. The 4th episode has been, as a Christmas Carol, has been MIA forever. It's very hard to find. It's somewhere, it's booted in a few places. It shows up online, but it's never received an official release until now. November 2021, they're actually releasing A Christmas Carol, The Honeymooners, the 4th special, which is awesome because these all came out in 2011. So the new one's coming out this year, 10 years after. And I can't wait to get it. It's going to be a pretty cool addition to the collection. So we have, again, some Honeymooners Lost Episodes. They released a couple of episodes separately like this, and I don't know why they did this. I believe this is the only tape that they ever released like this, with this exact heading and everything else. I don't know why they did that, but they think they were trying to see how many they could sell, how much they could milk stuff. I think there was only so much that people were going to allow them to get away with, so who knows. Some of these specials, too, appeared on, I think this appeared on some of the earlier MPI Lost Episode DVD box sets, which are out of print as well, but they're still available. But these are kind of cool specials. This here, again, there's a clip show here that has Ralph Cramden as well as other Jackie Gleason characters and skits from various programs and whatnot. This is, again, a CBS video release, but it was the Night Before Christmas. It was the Christmas special. That was the end when they broke character and addressed the audience about the holiday. But Jackie Gleason looked manic there. It's still pretty cool. They also released this one the same year, I believe. This is the Honeymooners Christmas. And what's cool with this is, if you can see up here, it says open sign wrap give. This opens And you can see a sneak preview of the other stuff. This opens where you're supposed to basically sign it to somebody. And then if you look at the back, I'm not taking it out, but there's wrapping paper there. And the wrapping paper was meant to, after you signed the videotape to somebody, wrap it up and gift it to somebody. Jackie Gleason does not look psychotic there. That is, those are ornaments for his eyes. I'm assuming that's what it is. But these were called, if you can see there, television video cards. That's pretty cool. It's a smart idea, smart concept. That's when people were gifting tapes to each other at the heyday of VHS popularity. Okay, we also have some other Honeymooners Christmas specials. And again, anything you see MPI is Lost Episode related because of who can own what rights to release what they want to release. And both companies have been milking the hell out of Honeymooners, and why wouldn't you? It's a great show. This was a Valentine's special, obviously loosely compiled stuff of different skits and outtakes of various Jackie Gleason programs and Honeymooners as well in particular. Good stuff. These two are my favorite out of all the VHS tapes I have of the Honeymooners. This is a true clip show of Ed Norton. It was produced, I believe, in 2000. But this is funny. It's quick. It's sharp. It's like your typical clip show. It's the best of like a highlight reel almost. And this is pretty cool too, this one. This is actually narrated by Trixie Norton, Joyce Randolph herself. This is a pretty cool tape. There's a lot of stuff on here, and it's pretty much like different stuff, but it's similar to that Wit and Wisdom tape. And this is controversial for a lot of people, but it is what it is. It's the remake of the Honeymooners with Cedric the Entertainer, Mike Epps, Gabriel Union, and Regina Hall. Obviously, people were drawing parallels between the classic and this reboot, but the smart thing with this is that Cedric the Entertainer and Mike Epps, both good performers in their own right, were smart enough to not try to imitate Jackie Gleason and Art Carney. They did their own thing. There's enough nods and winks in this and some lines and some scenarios that it does show that the producers and makers of the movie did their research, either knew the Honeymooners or fans of it, or at least did their research, because they deliver, it does not feel really Honeymooner-like, but it's a light, breezy, enjoyable comedy. If you go in expecting, high art, you're not going to get it, but just good for a few chuckles with a funny performance by John Leguizamo. It's actually enjoyable. It's kind of better than you think it would be. It was a lot of fun, this one. All right, so that's up here. The next shelf we're going to check out is right here. Keeping with Christmas theme for a moment. This is the Honeymooners Holiday Classics. Again, they just put 2 tapes. There's nothing else to it. These episodes have been released numerous times, but they wanted to repackage them again, try to milk people a few more dollars, and it worked. It's cool stuff. It's a nice set. It displays well, and yeah, it's if you don't have them before, it's a good time to get it. If you haven't had them before, might as well pick the set up. That's what they were thinking. A lot of people picked up all of them, as I did myself. This book here is the official Honeymooners Treasury. This thing is gold. It's great. This is the original hard copy of the book. It's just got everything you need to know about the Honeymooners. And it's kind of cool because it's old. So they would... the lost episodes were not even really a thing at this point. But some of the books that are written earlier, they allude to the lost episodes, and now you can pretty much get most of the lost episodes out there. To the Moon book, Honeymooners Book of Trivia, pretty cool book. It is what it says it is. It's a book of trivia, good pictures, interesting facts. Cool book. Very well researched to get that book made. Obviously, they did a good job doing their homework with it. I do have a Lost Episodes companion book. It's pretty much all on the Lost Episodes. And again, a lot of these were, I think this book was made when the Lost Episodes were either not available or just available. And then a lot of them at that time, when they first became available, there were a lot that still were not available. So there's a lot of mentioning of that in here. But now, we're lucky. We can pretty much see all the episodes that have ever been produced. The Honeymooners Companion, this is an old book as well. Another good reference guide for the show. Pretty cool. And these are all pretty much, you can look for them a little bit, but they're available. Down here, this is exciting. This is the original day of issue canceled stamp. There was a Honeymooner stamp made in 2009, and this is what was circulated from people. But people wanted to commemorate them, and different artists and whatnot actually made their own covers for them. This is hand painted by apparently a legendary cover artist, Fred Collins, right there. And this is his cover. This is his painted cover. That's really cool, and that's a great stamp. I mean, that totally captures Honeymooners in their glory, right? It's good stuff, and it pays homage to R. Carney as well, which is totally the equal of Ralph Cramden. So this is good stuff. And then I have an interesting collection here. These two tapes are Reader's Digest releases of Best of Lost episodes. I think there's like 3 or 4 episodes on each one of these. Yeah, these are kind of cool. And I do like the labels on these tapes. I get excited about stupid things, but kind of cool. This is loose a little bit. I want to take it off, but yeah, these tapes look like they play great. They display well again. Good collector's pieces. The comic books are pretty new addition to my collection, and what's going on here is in the 80s they had a limited run of comics, and I think the original company was LP. I don't remember what it was, but something happened, and people can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they released the first issue, and then there was some kind of legal issue or something happened behind the scenes or whatever, where that was the first and last issue they ever released. It was 1986. 1 year later, Triad came out. This company Triad came out with the Honeymooners comics and did their number one. And now number one of 24. I think this is planned for a 24 comic run, and these comics are really, they're in great condition, but they're interesting to look at here because these are just time capsules. Look at this stuff, is great. But I don't believe, and again, if anyone's watching this, you can correct me, let me know if I'm wrong, but I don't believe that more than 12 were actually ever produced. I can't find them anywhere. With all my research, I can't seem to track any down. I do think something happened, or they just didn't sell as great as they were anticipated to do. But there were only 12, plus the first number one issued by the LP company. I think there were only 13 comics in that run. Obviously, there were Jackie Gleason and the Honeymooner comics from many years before, 60s or something like that. But for the 80s, I think those are the only ones that actually were produced. They're really great, though. They're fun. These books are kind of cool. These are the guys that were co-founder of Ralph. This is the guy that did these books. And Ralph was the Royal Association for the Longevity and Preservation of the Honeymooners fan club, which was highly supported by the whole cast, which is pretty cool. Jackie Gleason apparently gave them his bus driver uniform, and everyone was really hands-on involved with this fan club. But these books are kind of cool. They're little experts, little exchanges between everybody. Funny stuff, good stuff. I do have a Honeymooners Calendar, 1999. It's open, but it's in really good condition. Some great stills from the show right there. This is a Honeymooners Lunch Box in the style of an old TV. I love this thing. Pretty sweet. It's got some documentation inside saying, about it and who it's from and everything. Lost episodes are from MPI as well. They put out a ton of these. There's obviously much more of these than there are of the actual 39 episodes. And these tapes are pretty cool. They're hard to get out. But each cover is pretty much identical. But the episodes are listed here. This set is from 1995. But these are the lost episodes. And I believe, and I could be wrong here too, there were several box sets. Well, I think there may have been one box set. There were a lot of VHS tapes put out other than this box set of the lost episodes. But look how that displays. Isn't that not fantastic? I love that. Here's some other tapes from Honeymooners Lost Episodes. These are MPI and Time Life Video put these out. And the art is pretty simple, but it's pretty cool. I like the art. A description of each episode, when it originally aired, a little synopsis, a little bit about the Lost episodes themselves. And you can see it's the same art, just a little different color hue difference on the border. But they display well. And I have this. I think I'm only missing number 25 and 28. Impossible for me to find, unfortunately. But they changed the design a little bit. This was the cover for the last several. Pretty good stuff, though. And that's pretty much the tapes that I play the most at everything. There's a Honeymooners Lost Episodes box set. The small one. And these episodes, I'm not going to pop these out. They were hard to put in. But again, it's a collection of some of the best episodes of Lost Episodes. And they really are. They're really good episodes. We're going to go down here real quick. I have an New York City Transit Metro card holder of the Honeymooners. Literally, your card would go right in there. You run the subway, it would go right in there. Why not have a little holder for it, right? Honeymooners on Blu-ray. This is the classic 39, the same as these episodes here. And I'm not a big Blu-ray fan at all, but I have to say, these look amazing on Blu-ray. They look live, they pop. They really do. I've never seen them look that good. And the bonus features are really, really good on this set. So it was worth picking up. It's good stuff. I held out for a while until I found out more how it really looked. And the bonus feature quality made me want to run and pick this one up. The Honeymooners Game. This is a game that is unnecessarily difficult to play. It's cool. Anything Honeymooners is great. This one in particular is, I had this years ago and I got this again. But this one is sealed. It's still sealed. The board is great to look at. Let me show you part of it anyway. If I can open it. I'm doing this one-handed. Look at the art and the detail on here. Now you'll see all these different lines and lines. You basically had to take cards and match punch lines to the show in order to advance in the game. It was kind of contrived and kind of very it didn't flow well. It was kind of difficult to play, but it's anything Honeymooners is fun. It was just not the easiest game out there to play. I also have the Honeymooners 1987 calendar. This thing is cool because, first of all, it has the original receipt from January 1988 from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. But what I like about this calendar, if you bear with me for a minute, let's try to open this, is, okay, this one, aside from having holidays, it's got actual events that correspond with stuff in the show. Like, Here Comes the Bride first broadcast. That's pretty cool. Where is it? Stanley Saxon and Agnes Gibson's wedding day. These are characters in the show, and this is stuff, Cramden's anniversary. It's actually alluding to dates on the real calendar for this fictional show. How cool is that? Is that not awesome stuff? So, that's the Honeymooners calendar from 1987. Okay, bear with me, guys. I do have this down here. It's the only thing. It's really not Honeymooners, but I have it here anyway. It's called Izzy and Mo. It's the very last movie, first release of it, but it's the very last movie, very last pairing of Art Carney and Jackie Gleason together, but still says how sweet it is. The movie was in 1985, directed by Jackie Cooper, who is amazing as well, great director, great performer. But the movie's a lot of fun. There's a lot of feel of the Honeymooners. Their chemistry is great. There's some one-liners that are exchanged between them. It's a low-key, understated comedy, sweet way to send the two of them off. He keeps calling Art Carney pal of mine. There's a lot of winks to the Honeymooners in here, but it's clearly not a Honeymooners movie, but it's still good stuff. And so it definitely belongs on a shelf here. Now, this next game fares a little better than the Honeymooners board game. This is Honeymooners Vcr Game. And this is kind of cool. This is complete. It is used, but it is complete. You have a scorebook with answers. You have playing pads, all different playing pads here. Some of them are used. Not completely used, but they are used. And there's the actual VCR game. And what you do, and some cards to go along with stuff. What you do with this game is basically you're playing clips from it's all lost episodes stuff, which again are my favorite. But you're playing clips from lost episodes, and you are answering questions about that after. More of a classic VCR game, and those always played better. All the VCR games out there that you can think of, Clue and Agatha Christie stuff and all that other stuff, they all seem to work the same way. So that was a pretty cool game. It works well. It's much better than a board game, but the board game's cool to have. This here is a 2003, pretty new, calendar of trivia. Now this is very, very, very similar to this. Obviously, it's the same person. There's a few little differences between the two. The main thing is that this is a planner, but they still have the questions in there, and it's all incorporated into this book. And it's unused. It's good stuff. I do like the frosted cover to it. That displays well. Here is the full run of Honeymooners trading cards. It does have the 2 rare card variants in here. A couple of them were messed up. I think it was number 21 and 39. They're both in here as well. But these cards, you know, little images or cartoons of it or whatever. And they have some trivia on the back of each thing. But these cards are great. They're very, very expensive and hard to get. But if you can get yourself a whole set, especially with the rare cards in here, you got yourself a good find. This is the Honeymooners 2001 12-month calendar. And this one, again, as the other ones do, some great images from the show. I'm not sure if this one has... Landmark put out a few of these. I'm not sure if this calendar has the dates like the 1987 one, where the things correspond to actual events in the show. I'm assuming they do, but I don't want to open this. So I'm just it's gonna display well, and I'll just keep it as it is and make my own guesses about that unless I can find an open one. This I love. This is look at the detail on this. This is a Honeymooners Ornament. It plays music, but look at the detail of this. It's incredible. And look at the back. And you press the button there. The batteries go in here. It's a great size. It's a good place to have it. We got to put it on that shelf because this is the classic 39 Honeymooners DVD set, DVD box set. And this is the Honeymooners Lost Episodes box set. And 60th anniversary. It's insane. It's going to be 70th anniversary this year. But these, for the classic 39, I really like this set because they were put on in order. They were put on the DVDs in order of their broadcast dates. So each disc has different artwork. And so they're all a little different. And on the back, they have pictures of each, a still of each episode that's on the disc. And when you look in here, they have a little synopsis, the date that it aired originally, and some more art in here. Look at these discs. These are great. Very nice set. It has some cool bonus features as well. So that's a must-have for any fan. This one here, I just actually got. This is the Honeymooners Lost Episodes box set. This thing is a massive brick. This has 15 discs, I believe, of Lost Episodes and Lost Episode material and bonus content. It tries to be as exhaustive as possible. It's pretty much there. It's got a massive booklet here. Massive. And it's got each disc, or 2 discs per page. And I think there's either 12 or 15 discs in here. There's a lot. And there's nitpickers, and yes, it's not quite complete, but it's pretty damn close to being a full definitive set. Alright guys, I saved kind of the best shelf for last. I have again, I work for an auction house, so I've had everything checked and verified, and I know what I'm looking at and dealing with. But this is official Art Carney cut autograph. And it is PSA graded, which is one of the few real graders out there that actually is completely legit. And what a cut autograph is basically, it's not as if you were to go to a convention or somewhere and get a signed picture from somebody. That's not that at all. What this is, which these usually hold more, a lot of people want them more and they're more sought after because these were cut, if you see the shape on it, it was cut from a document. Which means this could have been signed from a lease. It could have been cut from a lease or cut from some kind of a legal document. So that's an autograph. That's a signature. if you will. It's a signature that was cut from an actual legal document, or some kind of maybe it was a Christmas card to a family member, and it said love, art, or friend, or Carney, whatever. So that holds a lot of value. That's pretty cool. That's one of my most prized Honeymooner things that I own. I also have a button here from Why Can't I Be Rich Instead of Good Looking, Norton. This came out in the 80s, that pin. These pins down here, as I mentioned earlier, Showtime was the first network to pick up the lost episodes. And this is their full 5-button run that they put out promoting that. There's a few more promo items I want to get from Showtime regarding the lost episodes, but that's the full button set right there. And then, like I said, this is from the 80s too, but I added that in to the bunch right here. Okay, this one here, Audrey Meadows, Love Alice. This is a pre-press book, a pre-retail book, whatever you want to, I don't know what you want to call it, but it is actually, should I get it in there? It's signed by Audrey Meadows, and it's signed by her. It's not an auto pen, it's not everything. It's actually hand signed by her. It goes through, bleeds to the other side. It's pretty cool. That's a pretty impressive piece of memorabilia, if I do say so. A couple of the other things we're looking at is a Honeymooners trivia book. This art is god-awful ugly, but the book is really good. The good content, and it is just text. It's just page after page of questions and quizzing. That's all it is. But it's very, very comprehensive. It's a good trivia book. The other trivia book I have up here is a cool one. These, again, the guys that were responsible for some of these earlier trivia publications and treasuries and whatnot. But this one, the art is pretty cool. The questions are cool. It's a pretty fun book. There's some really nice animation in here. Really good cartoons and drawings in here. And good questions. Another cool book. And guys, the last thing I'm going to show you is... Oh, well, I have these two. These are apparently vintage. I was questionable about them, but they do have wear on them. Tops may have been repaired, but they do have wear on them. They have a little tear on the corners, some cracks, chips. I think they are legit. Pretty excited about having those just to add to the collection. The last thing I'm going to show you guys is another Honeymooners book. This one is more like, it's thin, but it's more like a coffee table book because it's large, it's impressive looking, and it's got a lot of, these coffee table books have a lot of big, bold pictures and minimal text, basically for people to scroll through while they're visiting people. Hence, coffee table book name. So that's what that one is, and it displays well as well. Guys, that's all I have. There's a few pieces of key Honeymooners Holy Grails that I really want. One is the main thing is that ceramic bust. I think it's a cookie jar. It's got this image. They're all sticking out in 3D out of the windows. It looks beautiful. It's striking, but I haven't seen it for less than a few hundred. It's gorgeous though, so that definitely is my number one want. Hopefully I'll get that one day. And there's some few other lost episodes things. There's some lost episodes postcards from Showtime, and there's a watch from Showtime that was pretty cool too. Not too expensive to find, but not easy to find. When you do, they're not that expensive. And those are pretty much the main things I need right now. And like I said, that new release coming out in November, number 4, to add 10 years after these, add right next to them, will be pretty sweet. Guys, thank you for letting me ramble on. I'm out of breath because I was trying to be as succinct as I could. I know, probably failed, but that's it. That's my Honeymooners collection, and it's in the middle of my giant all horror, so it kind of stands out, which is odd, but it is what it is. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.